Okay, this is the March lesser game of the month. This time we're going to check out a Genesis game called Sagaia. It's an interesting name. What? That ship on the cartridge label sure looks familiar. It's a Tato game. Let's pop it in and check it out. And the Sega logo greets us. And hold on, what's there at the top? Zone A? Hold on, Proko and Tired of Darius. Hold on. What's this? Let's go ahead and skip the story. Okay, the title screen does say Sagaia, but the sound effects, the music, oh my god, it's frickin' Darius. For some weird reason, and don't ask me why, I have no clue. Whenever Tato released Darius 2 for the Sega Genesis, they instead gave it the name Sagaia instead of Darius 2. I have no clue why. You'd think that they would make more money off the familiarity of the Darius name, but no. Instead you get some unknown game called Sagaia that you have no clue what you're picking up until you actually pop it in. However, Sagaia is Darius 2. It's another one of the awesome shooters that the Genesis offers. Really, Genesis is probably the second best system you can pick up if you're looking for good shooters, only to be outdone by the TurboGrafx 16. But yeah, Sagaia ends up being Darius 2 in all of its robotic fish glory. Graphics look pretty sharp on it. You got the usual upgrades. I'm probably going to suck at this because it's been a while since I've played it. Actually, I'm not doing as bad as I thought I was. Of course, now that I say that, I'm probably going to end up getting my rear end handed to me. But as you can see, for an arcade port during the 16-bit era, it looks really good. I think they did a really good job on the port of it. The music, it's not quite as good as the arcade version, although once again we are dealing with the Genesis, which had an inferior sound chip compared to the Super Nintendo. Although, really, I think Nintendo put an overpowered sound chip in their system, to be honest with everyone. However, they definitely used it to their advantage, but the music is workable in this version. Graphics, of course, are really good for the era. I do miss the old warning sound that the arcade gave us, but the background warp isn't done intact. And overall it works out pretty good, I believe. Now, I like that little touch where the screen flips around at the boss. And one of the cool things about the Darius games, whenever you beat a level, or they call them zones in this one, you get to choose where you go next. You have a little zone select. And then as you go on, the path keeps branching larger and larger until you get to the end of the game. You could be on any one of 7 levels. And each level has major differences in the enemies and the backgrounds. Obviously, after level 1, the game does get quite a bit more colorful, thankfully. The first level, for some reason on the Genesis, I never found to be real impressive. However, once you move away from that, the game gets a lot more impressive graphically. However, it also does get quite a bit more difficult. And I'm not doing horrible, but I'm not really doing great either. Darius is also one of those games to where your power-ups for your ship are a must. And whenever you get shot down, it does take a while to power your ship back up. If you don't do it very quickly, you're going to die very quickly. One of the most important upgrades in this game is that green barrier that you see surrounding my ship right now, in my opinion at least. And yeah, the firepower upgrades are also a must, but if you don't move quick, you're going to be taking a lot of hits. That shield upgrade that you see, in my opinion, is probably the most needed power-up in this game. As you can see, I just took quite a few hits right there. If I didn't have my shield, I would have been in deep trouble in that one section. However, at least I'm doing a lot better job playing our lesser game of the month than I was the NES game of the month. If y'all want a really entertaining treat, you need to check out my Batman NES game of the month, where the first boss takes me down. That was really sad. I also love the names of the enemies. In this level, the boss is Alloy Lantern. And it looks like the underwater lantern thing. I just lost my shield. Uh-oh. This boss might actually manage to take me out. Because really I feel that the shield is a must in this game. And once you lose it, one hit and you're pretty well done. This boss can be kind of tricky because he has that little lantern arm that can protect where you're trying to target, which is his mouth. You can also only hit whenever you fire. But anyway, we did manage to make it past that boss, so Zone B is done, and at that point I'm going to go ahead and end this feature. So if you ever see some strange game for the Genesis called Sagaia, pick it up, it's worth it, because it's more or less Darius 2. So, that's it for this month's Lesser Game of the Month. We will see you in April for that Lesser Game of the Month. Thanks for watching.